Hello there and welcome to another video in which, as you'll see by the title, I do have a question for you out there. Now, do Liverpool desperately in the summer need to make big signings? Or just even like some sort of even average sized signings and such like that? Do we need to make big signings that will possibly come into the first team or at least compete with the first team players? You know, because obviously you hear the likes of the players that we're linked with, recently. We don't seem to be linked with, massive amounts of names, but the names that we're linked with are very decent players, the likes of a Timo Werner as a striker. You got the likes of a Kai Havertz, who is a brilliant young talent, I think 20 years old in the Bundesliga, plays for Bayer Leverkusen, and is a very good player by all accounts. Jadon Sancho, again, another player that we are linked to quite a lot, as a lot of Premier League clubs are as well. Man United, and someone else, I can't exactly remember, maybe Chelsea as well. And obviously you look at these players and you think, oh, wow, brilliant players. Timo Werner ripping it up with RB Leipzig, scoring goals that are on par, like a goal scoring record that's on par with Lewandowski, which is brilliant. Obviously, you could never turn that down if it was offered to you. The likes of Havertz, more of a creative mid, but he's a big lad as well. I think he's like 6'4" or something like that. Good with both feet and very skillful player. Obviously, Jadon Sancho, brilliantly creative player, very technical player as well. Good with both feet. Very young player. Used to play for Man City, I believe it was, before he went to Dortmund. And obviously, Dortmund are doing really well. They've just brought in Erling Haaland, or Haaland, however you say his name, and it looks like it's going to be a good partnership between those two, and obviously the rest of the team, the likes of Marco Reus and all that lot. It's a very good team, and he's a very good player. But then I also look at it and I think, these are great players, really good players. Do we have players that we could give opportunities to? And this is up and down the pitch. I'm not just talking about attacking sort of lineups. Attacking players, I mean. Like, I'm looking at, midfield. You look at defence. You look at the attack as well. Look at it all. And the goalkeeping situation as well. We're at the moment, generally, you look at our first team, very good. You look at the players that can come in to most positions, attacking-wise, into the midfield and such like that as well. And we're very well stocked. It's always been a little bit in defence where I've been a bit like, there isn't the greatest amount of cover there. But we do okay. We do well, to be fair. When you've got someone like a James Milner that can pretty much cover everywhere, probably even in goal if you asked him to, which is absolutely fantastic. He's a brilliant player, is Milner. Love him. Hope he comes back soon. But yes, like I think what got me going, or what got me thinking along this sort of path, was the games against the likes of Everton, and the game against Shrewsbury recently, and the performances the young lads put in for Liverpool, and the fact that right throughout the academy, from pretty much all levels, is the fact that there is a style of play that is consistent with the first team. So when you take these guys, and obviously the most notable one so far has been Curtis Jones, when you take someone like that, you bring him into the first team, his style of play doesn't change, so he's not really going to have like a fear factor of, oh, I'm going to be playing with, like, I could be playing with a Mane or a Salah, I'm going to have to up my game. His game's already there. Just the fact that he's a little bit younger and has just a bit less experience at that level, fine, no problem. But the style of play is exactly the same. Now, would you benefit more from promoting these guys like a Curtis Jones? And I've got the lineup that we had against Shrewsbury in front of me, like a Curtis Jones, a Harvey Elliott, someone like a Liam Miller up front as well. Even the midfield, Leighton Clarkson, Jake Kane, Chirivella, played really well. Excellent. They had such a good play of football, a style of football in that game against Shrewsbury especially. And don't get me wrong, I know it's only like one game or two games against like Everton and Shrewsbury. I absolutely recognise that. It's not like they're playing against a Manchester City or a Chelsea or something like that. Yeah, different levels. We will see what happens in the future. Obviously, we've got Chelsea in the next round of the FA Cup as well, and I'm certainly hoping that these young lads, if not all of them, a vast majority of them, get a chance to play in that game as well, because of how well they did against Shrewsbury. And then into the defence as well, Adam Lewis at left back played really well. and obviously we would normally see a Larousse or Larouci. I don't really know how you say his name. I know he's French, so it might be Larousse. But he picked up an injury earlier in the week or something like that, so he couldn't play. Adam Lewis comes in, played really well by all accounts. Nico Williams, fantastic. For me, already one of the players that you could look at and say, I'd love to see him on the bench for Trent, or I'd love to see him get involved in some first team action, even in the Premier League. I genuinely think he's ready. I really do. I don't know what anyone else thinks about that, but he was fantastic. From a defensive and attacking point of view, he was absolutely spot on. Kiana Hova and Sepp van den Berg as the centre-back pairing, very, very good. There's always going to be questions over Hova being at centre-back just because of his size, but there's no questioning his defensive ability. Very, very good defensive player, and he himself can also play out on the right-hand side. Probably could play on the left-hand side as well, but I've only seen him play on the right-hand side and as a centre-back, and he's done very, very well. And Van den Berg, by all accounts as well, that game he played against Shrewsbury was the best game he's played since he's been a Liverpool player. Now, he hasn't... I remember tweeting the Redmen TV Academy account, just asking how he was getting on at one point. And they just honestly said he hasn't lit the world on fire or anything like that. He is slowly growing, slowly developing. He sometimes is a bit shaky, sometimes can be the weak link, but there is a player there. There's definitely a player there. And he showed that against Shrewsbury. When he put in that performance, he was magnificent. He was absolutely brilliant. And I hope that he can kick on from that and develop even further. And Kelleher in goal as well. Kelleher is a brilliant young goalkeeper, and he will only develop further. Goalkeepers are, it's different to every other position. It's very rare you get, I think probably the only let me think. I think the only goalkeeper I can think of, young-wise, that has done it from an early age and done really well is Gianluigi Donnarumma recently for AC Milan. Other than that, you don't see many goalkeepers of his age making an impact like that at that age, if you know what I mean. And he's been a very, very good goalkeeper as Donnarumma. Kelleher, by all accounts, he's brilliant for his age as well, and he will develop further. And then you got to look at each of these players in their positions, the players that they can learn from that are in their positions that are ahead of them. Like you take the forward position that Curtis Jones played, can learn from Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino, Mo Salah. Same goes for Harvey Elliott. Same goes for Liam Miller. Same goes for any of the other guys that got substituted on as well. Then you look into the midfield. Clarkson, Chirivella, Jake Kane get to learn from the likes of a Fabinho, Gini Wijnaldum, Henderson. They've got loads of experience, James Milner as well. You've got loads of experience, Naby Keita, that you can learn from, pick from. Brilliant. And then you look in the defence as well. Williams can learn from Trent. Adam Lewis and Larousse can learn from Andy Robertson. And they pretty much sort of look like similar players already. Van den Berg, Jan Hova, you learn from the likes of a Joel Matip. Even a Lovren, right? A Joe Gomez, obviously a Virgil van Dijk. The class is there for them to learn from. And Kelleher can learn from Adrian, and he can learn from Alisson. The pedigree is there. And the young lads will have the best education, not just from the players, but the coaching staff as well. Our coaching staff probably doesn't get mentioned enough, but our coaching staff, coaching teams at all levels, from the academy all the way up to the first team, is absolutely fantastic because it all mirrors the first team. You take the academy, you take the younger players and how they're playing, how they're developing, and bang, you bring them into the first team playing important games or even making substitute appearances, and they don't look out of place. It's fantastic, it really is. So I guess my point is, while the likes of a Timo Werner, a Kai Havertz, a Jadon Sancho, massive money signings, big money signings all over headlines and such like that, and I'm definitely not saying that they wouldn't make an impact in the Liverpool team, because they would. But would we benefit a bit more from actually maybe focusing a little bit more on the youth guys, the young guys that have made an impact this season, and maybe promoting them instead of, splashing out hundreds of millions on some of these players that we don't know. You don't know how they're going to adapt to the Liverpool style of play. We even see like a Minamino who will come good. He will be fantastic. I tell you now, he will be absolutely brilliant. But it's taken time to adjust. to the style of play that we play. I don't believe anyone in the world plays the football that we do, not at the intensity and not at the consistency that we do. And it's difficult for players to come in and, learn that style of play, get into the team, get integrated into the team. It can be difficult. So with that being said, when you've got young players that are already integrated into that system, would we benefit a little bit more from just using, bringing the younger guys through, or should we indeed go and splash the cash in summer? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do feel free to like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.